I've been looking for an apartment, but I have horrible credit. Cosigning.com helps you get a cosigner that helps you out to get your dream apartment. Don't let your horrible credit get you down. Cosigning.com has changed the game. I got a cosigner quick and easy. I couldn't have asked for a better service.
Yeah, shout out to the sponsor, cosigning.com. I used them a couple of years ago when I needed a place. I didn't know my score had went down, but I had to move that week, and nobody I knew personally had a score over 700. And even the people who were willing to co-sign for me, their score was a lot lower than they thought it was. So I did use the service. It did work. So you don't have a friend or family member, reach out to cosigning.com when you can, and they'll help you get approved for your place. Now, onto this video. I came across it. It just shows you that the whole women's equality movement, the whole girl boss, women's liberation, it was just a scam. You know it's a scam because a small group of women were speaking on behalf of all women, and this isn't the life that all women want. Women have never lived like this their whole life. Her mother never lived like this. Her grandmother didn't live like this. Her great-grandmother didn't live like this. She's reinventing the wheel right now, and by her life results, by her age, trying to work, no kids, there's no husband coming along. Especially now that you're making these videos and showing everybody that you're kind of a basket case, you're emotionally unstable, and you're having a hard time keeping a job. That's not going to be very attractive for a man. I don't understand. Women have to understand it's going to take a man that you're going to have to convince, or you're going to have to basically sell yourself on him for him to want to be with you and start a family with you. That is one of the biggest decisions a man can make in his life, is deciding which woman is going to be lucky enough for us to put our seed into on purpose, not accidentally. You know it's on purpose because you have more than one kid with her. That's how you know it's on purpose. That a man's going to decide that you're the woman he wants to have more than one kid with, get on his knees, put a ring on your finger, hold your hand, take you in front of your family, and you're not going to embarrass him. That's almost impossible to find nowadays. It's a needle in a haystack. All of us men have the ability to do that. We're the ones who choose women. We're the ones that choose wives. You as a woman have to make yourself appealing to be chose. You telling me, you know what, Rico, I have a really good job and I make money and I pay my own card note, I pay my own cell phone bill. That does not turn me on at all. That doesn't make me want to marry you or be your husband. I'll be honest with you. I'm a man. I'm shallow. I'm more worried about how you look in a tight dress. And I'm more concerned about the dexterity of your throat than I am the depth of your wallet. Because even if I start asking you for money, the money that you're bragging about, that's going to be a problem anyway. So you leading me with how much money you make at your job, what good does it do me? Literally zero. However, that throat and how good you look in a dress so I can make other men envy me and jealous of me. As long as these other men haven't also smashed, and now I'm the laughing stock. Well, it's a very sensitive topic. I mean, it really can go either way. But again, women make these videos, embarrass themselves online. Whoever they're interested in eventually is going to come across these videos, and we're going to have to make a determination on the mental stability of this woman, even if she's cute. And if you watch one of these videos, it's going to be really hard to deem her mentally fit to be a wife or a mother to your children. She's going to screw your children up. Someone screwed her up. But again, this whole women's revolution thing was a scam, and this proves it. They cannot handle stress of these jobs. And this apparently is common.
Ever. But I have to go be in public with a bunch of people. Like I'm talking like over like 60 people. So I have to like get it out now. But I got an email from the person I work with. And yesterday we had a meeting. And in the meeting, she was like teaching me about this new training. And so we were going through and she's like, yeah, like try it out. And like, when you're done, we'll get back on camera and we'll go over it. I was like, cool. So I'm learning it. We get the meeting done, right? Then today I get an email and it's like, hey, I saw that, when we were in our meeting, it took you 25 to 30 minutes to finish this tab or so. So you should have been able to finish all 10 tabs. But by the time that you were working yesterday, if you weren't able to get all that done because you weren't actually working your hours, can you adjust your schedule? First of all, I didn't know you were timing me while I was trying to get this done as you were teaching me.
Are you fucking serious? You're already being given the amazing luxury of working remotely. Again, she just got done saying this is all on camera. That means you're not in person. Do you know how fortunate you are to still be working remotely in March of 2025? Ridiculous. And now you're thinking that you should not be timed? Lady, what about life as a competition? Don't women understand? You women want to be men, right? You want to be men so bad, then fucking learn how to compete. In the workforce, you are being timed because you're going to be compared to another person that can do your same job a little bit faster. They're saying that right now in history is called the broke bitch apocalypse because every job that these women were given in the past few years to convince them that they're girl bosses were basically just glorified jobs that an AI can do or a monkey could do. It's basically a glorified secretary. I need you to draft this up. I need you to write this. I need you to clock in and do this. None of this stuff is skilled labor. None of this is stuff that requires an IQ over 80. None of it is physically challenging. It's all just secretarial work with glamorized titles that anybody could do. An immigrant, a person in Sri Lanka over the phone, or a nitwit that got out of college that doesn't really have any other skills. None of this. So right now, a lot of these women are being fired. She's going to be on the chopping block because look at her already falling apart with a little bit of push. Do you think men could do this? Do men have this luxury? Could we just cry when things get hard at work? Does anybody give a fuck? Hell no. Welcome to manhood. Man the fuck up. You guys are equal, right? You are equals. Men and women are equal. We're the same. You got what you wanted. Now we have to go find wives in the third world who are traditional women who want to stay home with kids. And you guys can just get old, have your dogs, and it's not enough money. You're not making enough money at these jobs to just live rich forever once you retire. You're going to be in housing for senior citizens with no children. And you guys are going to be begging the government for communism to take care of you because you did not have children or make better decisions when you were young and pretty. You didn't get married. You didn't build something with a man. You thought you could do it on your own and you struck out. Women are not cut out for this world. They're not cut out for this lifestyle of being a man. Everyone thinks being a man is so easy because men don't really complain because nobody gives a fuck when we do. Nobody cares when men complain and cry. But apparently this woman wants us to care when she cries. She's wearing it. She's wearing it.
Ever to finish
wearing a UC,
so
I think she's wearing a UC San Diego sweater. What was the point of going to school as a woman? You don't want to work. So why'd you go? You just wasted a bunch of money. You drew up a bunch of debt. You should have just went directly into the workforce and just started off and just worked your way up in a company. You going to school didn't make a difference. You didn't go there to learn anything. You didn't learn shit. You're hardly even able to maintain your composure at a job. So these schools aren't even these schools. They used to tell you that schools were training facilities for kids to work in factories. Well, then what are schools now? Because these fucking kids aren't prepared for shit. What are they doing?
You should have been able to finish all 10 tabs, but by the time that you were working yesterday, if you weren't able to get all that done because you weren't actually working your hours, can you adjust your schedule? First of all, I didn't know you were timing me while I was trying to get this done as you were teaching me, which, by the way, we're on camera. You're literally looking at me as I'm doing the work. So I'm going to be like super focused and stressed out and trying to do what I can.
Easy, simple, bullshit, fake jobs. And you're sitting here saying, I'm doing the work. That's why you use such a general phrase. There's nothing even complicated or complex or nothing even worth bragging about that you're actually doing. You're basically filing papers and adding dates to forms and just bullshit, easy idiot work. You can anybody, anything, a computer, the AI can do it. It's just a simple program. There's nothing special about what you're doing, but you're stressed because you know why? You were supposed to be in a kitchen by now. You're supposed to have a kid by now. You're supposed to be someone's wife by now. That's how it's been done all throughout human history until today. You tried to reinvent the wheel. When a woman spoke up on your behalf, you did not stand up and say, hey, wait a minute, she doesn't speak for me. So you know what? Your silence is your compliance, and this is what the fuck you get.
Top of that, literally after we got out the meeting, it was recorded, right? I took the first 30 or 40 minutes to go through our hour meeting and take notes so I knew that I could keep the standard consistent moving forward. Because it was like, okay, cool. She told me this, and this notes. So I will watch the video back. I'll take all those notes down so I make sure I didn't miss any of those. Because if not, I'll forget. I also have ADHD. Hello. I never do this. I'd be so like.
I also have ADHD. What is that? Well, it's an imaginary made-up mental disorder. So now, not only is she crying, saying that she's the victim of her supervisor, but she's not going to say it directly because 100% her supervisor is a woman. So if it was a man, she would be claiming victimhood, but she's trying her best to roundabout way say she's being victimized and tormented by her manager. And to top it all off, because right now she's only in the bronze in the the victimhood Olympics, she's going for gold. So now she's going to assert that she has a mental disorder called ADHD, which is really no way to diagnose it or even say if it's really there or not, because it's optional if you want to say it applies or not. It's ridiculous, but just look, she's just begging for sympathy. Why would any employer worth its weight in salt besides somebody at Wendy's consider hiring someone like you to work in their office and work for their business? Why? What? Nothing in the world prepared you for anything. You're probably prepared for sex. You are probably prepared to maybe clean. You might not be a good cook. Those are the things you should have focused on. But instead, you wanted to do a man. You wanted to be like a man. You wanted to live by yourself. You wanted to have your own place with no man, no kids. You wanted to just live a single solitary life, but you're not cut out for it. These women are always struggling. They always need help. Because they were never meant to be alone anyway. They're not mentally equipped for that. They were raised to be somebody's wife, somebody's mother. You're not even somebody's girlfriend right now, and you're a mental basket case, which anybody who takes you in is basically going to just be setting himself up for failure or a constant headache. It's like he knows the car he's in is going to crash. Why would you purposely get behind the wheel? Why wouldn't you just say, I'd rather just walk? I'd rather just walk and go my own way. It's a shame.
On top of me, like I'm talking like in the meet, we'll have meetings. This part was already frustrating, but in the meetings when we're working together, like we have to go through all our work, and they'll be like, "Oh, fix that. Oh, can you adjust that? Oh, like it's literally as you're going through." So it makes you.
You're a fucking secretary. Yes, do all these small details. If it was a big picture thing, that's where the boss comes in. You're a low-level secretary. Handle the grunt work and do good at it. But if you're not good at it, go work somewhere else. But don't sit up here and cry. You're not entitled to anything just because you're a woman. Nobody owes you shit. Be grateful that they gave you an opportunity. You squandered it. You suck. Find another opportunity or try to find a man that you can finesse that will literally take you into his kitchen and give you a role. That way you can just sit in the house, you can clean, you can cook, and you ain't got to worry about going to work and filling out TPS reports.
I don't know about you, but it makes me feel like I'm inadequate and I can't do my job correctly.
You are inadequate and you cannot do your job correctly. You're forcing yourself. This is just the beginning. Life is long. You're going to have to keep working until you're 65. You're already cracking 1 year into the workforce. You obviously went to school. You got student loans. You can't pay them back. And as of now, there's no men that are looking at you saying, let me pay her bills so she can cook and have sex with me and make children and be a partner. What kind of partner? I mean, listen, these women are literally disqualifying themselves day in, day out.
Because I'm going through each of my tabs trying to show you the work, and you're looking at like sizing of things. You're like, oh, make sure you move that over. Make sure that's there. And like, oh. And then another time we met, and I told her, I was like, hey, this isn't done yet. So I'm like, but I just wanted to show you what I have so far because this stuff I have some questions.
Fucking get it done. That's the solution. I don't want to hear it's not done yet. Get it fucking done and then bring it to me. Do it. Get it done. This is what men do. Men understand this. That's why we're in the workforce. Oh, women get paid less than men. Women cannot do what men do. And when they try, they buckle and they break. Also, men are better at negotiating because we understand our value. You're a glorified secretary. You understand your value also. You're not in a position to negotiate. There's nothing you're providing that's worth more. That's like these NBA players, these WNBA players pretending they make what they can do what the NBA players do, which is fucking redunculous. It's a falsehood. It's a fairy tale. And it's not based in reality. But guess what is based in reality? Work. The workforce, your job, your bills. That's reality. You want to live alone, right? You want to be a girl boss? Well, you're going to have to pay your own bills and take care of your motherfucking self, and you're going to need to get it together and stop crying.
And after going through, she gets frustrated. She's like, well, she was like, look, like if you're like, so
she gets frustrated. I told you, her boss is a manager. This is my first time watching this video. Her boss is a woman.
Some of the things were not changing. She's like, well, if you're going to keep making these mistakes, then I'd rather you work on it and come back later. We'll meet tomorrow. And that was like last week, and I was like, well, what the hell's going on? And then this today, I'm like, I'm never doing this job again. Ever. I've never. And again, I'm okay if I'm a bad worker, except for the fact that in my entirety of working since I was 15, I'm 31 years old. I've never had.
Jesus fucking Christ. She's 31, no kids, not married. I know she doesn't have kids and she's not married because she hasn't once used that victimhood card. Typically, they would say they're being traumatized by their husband, who maybe told her to clean up something or to straighten something up and she broke down, or how she's stressed about not having enough sleep because her child keeps her up at night. She didn't make any of those excuses because those are non-existent in her life. She's also lying. She was not working at 15, or she would be better equipped to handle such a simple, small, easy job. So she's lying about being in the workforce since 15. She was probably in the workforce at 23. She probably was trying to be a career student. Family wasn't going to keep paying for it. Her debt got so high, she had to get into the workforce. Low-end jobs. Somebody finally gave her an opportunity, and she's fucking it up again.
It's happened ever before. I've never been fired. I've always quit jobs. I've always worked at 2 jobs. I had a job that I left.
And you're disqualified from being someone's wife. I've always quit jobs. A marriage is a job. A relationship is a job. Having a family, running a family is a fucking job. It's not just a job, it's a career. And look how easy I just always quit. Why? When they ask you to do work. So someone asks you to do something, you quit, you give up. But you want to be a man. You want to be out here in the workforce, right? I mean, you squandered away your young years. You're 31 now. It's going to be really hard for you to compete with a 21-year-old woman. Men want older women because we're easy to talk to. There's no such women that are easy to talk to. Women are annoying. Women are good for, creating children and creating food. If you need something to eat, they can make you something to eat, and for sex. Anything above that, women are annoying. They have nothing really particular to say. Their views change. A lot of them have a liberal ideology, which is backwards. And it's not reality based. So, and she's still having a hard time with reality.
That wanted me to come back, another job that I was going to leave, and they worked with my advisor to put me in a different position so I could stay. It just sucks because it's like, again, I have ADHD, so sometimes it's harder for me to.
Back to the fucking mental issue. I have ADHD. Women are not cut out for the workforce. Maybe certain jobs. Maybe she'll be better on OnlyFans, but I don't know if she works out. I don't know what her pedigree is, but I mean, women are good at certain types of jobs. Sex work, yes. Being sexy, yes. Looking good, yes. If they have the goods, yes. But I don't know with her. I don't know. I don't necessarily see it. And I think she's going to be she's starting too late to want to pivot into, let me prepare myself to be a wife. Hopefully a man to choose me and want to come home to me. And I mean, I don't know what kind of career she's going to pivot into, but if you're already 31, I don't know what else you're going to do all of a sudden. I don't know. And you don't want to work. If you can't handle these simple, mundane tasks, then you're not going to be able to handle anything. And that's why you've been jumping around from job to job to job. You can't stay put because you have these issues, and they're all mental. So you could cure them yourself if you can get over it, but you'd have to get over yourself. She's wearing a septum and a nose ring, so she doesn't know if she's straight or gay, but I'm sure the relationships aren't working out either. She's just fucked up mentally. This whole Democrat bull of being a girl boss, thinking you're a man, wanting to be a lesbian, but then how are you going to get a husband? That's only thing that's what's meant for you to have. Without that, you don't really have a purpose. Just living so you can pay bills and die. That's not a purpose. Having random sex with women every few months that you get into it. Those women don't even live past 40. I think Ellen's the oldest lesbian on earth. So what else are you going to do? Like, you have to figure out something.
Like, yeah, I might have one day where I work really well for like 20 or 30 minutes, but then another day where I don't. And also, like, I make sure the work gets done. I work on the weekends when I'm not supposed to make sure the work is done. Sorry, this just like happened. And I'm like, great, I'm really getting in the car to like go be with all these people who I know are going to be happy because it's like visiting day and we're having dinner and having a great time. And I've never had this happen. Okay. That did work a little bit. Hello. I never.
You're fired. I don't know. I have no idea what you were going to do or what you were supposed to do for me, but you're fired. You're fired. So like and subscribe, share the video. I'll be back on. We have some other things to talk about, but this is just ridiculous. If women are not cut out for this, and it's a shame that they were just lied to and sold this and just sold a bag of bullshit. You can do this, you can do that. No, you can't. Obviously you can't. You weren't even made to. Your mother didn't do all this, or she wouldn't have had you. And now you're trying to reinvent the wheel and it's not working out. I mean, I don't know. It's just sad to see so many women just wasting away. No purpose, no prospects. And the men are just fleeing to other countries to meet women, to have children with. They don't want this. Men don't want this at all. There's nothing appealing about this. Men would rather entertain an escort that's on OnlyFans for a few months before they entertain this for 30 minutes because it's a downgrade. And just imagine she's going to be crying and talking about you on TikTok next, not just her job. And if I was an employer, I'd be reluctant to hire her too if this video comes out. Thank God for social media and people's addiction to attention because they're going to just keep exposing themselves. So like and subscribe, share the video. The single boyfriend, Rico. I'm doing another video in a few minutes. Like and subscribe. Follow me across all platforms, The Single Boyfriend, except on Twitter, on X. It's The Single Hubby. Because the boyfriend couldn't fit. So we're going to The Single Hubby on there. Thank you, and I'll see you guys shortly. We'll be back in a few minutes.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.